What's up, y'all? I'm Joey, and Super Bowl Sunday is just around the corner. So today, we're getting fired up with some tasty steak on a stick. Now, let's storm the field. Whether it's the big game, backyard barbecue, or any event involving family and friends, food is usually involved. You need to have that go-to steak recipe that can feed a lot of people without crushing your bank account. Well, this is it. This is your answer. Some call it kebabs, some call it skewers, but today we call it steak on a stick. The key to this recipe begins with buying the right steak. Now, there's a few cuts that will work really well, including sirloin, flank, skirt, and hanger steak. Today we're using flank steak. It's economical, it's versatile, and when it's cooked right, it can be tender. And tenderness is important. So what is flank steak? Well, it's delicious, and that's all you really need to know. If you're looking to know a little bit more, I'll tell you that in America, this cut is also known as London broil. Flank steak is also used widely in Asian fare as well. Flank steak is actually very similar to skirt steak, but I'm using flank steak here today because it's just easier to find at my local grocer. Flank steak is a long, flat cut, which is normally sold chopped into smaller pieces as shown. And yes, if you can believe it, this is a smaller piece. The actual flank steak is much longer than what's shown here. It has a fairly distinctive look with these long, lean fibers that run through it from end to end. It has a deep, rich, beefy flavor and absorbs marinades really well. But be careful, because it does not have a lot of fat or marbling, it can become chewy if it's not cut and cooked properly. But don't worry, if you follow our directions, you'll be the MVP of your next party. As a matter of fact, the first step you need to follow is just soaking your sticks. These have been in water for about 20 minutes, which will prevent them from burning and charring when they're on the grill. Once that's done, you're ready to slice the steak. Do you see these long fibers running end to end across the steak? Well, this is known as the grain. And this is very important because when you cut the steak, you do not want to cut with the grain. That will result in a steak which is chewy. It's very important to cut against the grain to promote tenderness and flavor. So now we're ready to cut. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice the steak into strips which are about an inch wide. Now here's a tip. You always want to cut a cool steak. It's very important. It will help promote a clean cut and retain the juices. You can even throw it in the freezer for an hour and 15 minutes before you're ready to slice. But we're just going to do this for the entire steak. Go down, cutting it into strips about an inch wide. And it's very important, you want to do this before you season the steak. If you try to season your steak first and then do this step, it will be a little bit messy. Just going to cut this into 1-inch strips all the way down until we're completely finished. Now that the steak is cut, we're ready for the skewers. What you'll do is grab a skewer right out of the water and then just run it through the steak end to end. Now that we're done cutting the steak and putting it on the sticks, now we're ready to season. As I mentioned earlier, do this after the steak is cut, otherwise it gets a little messy. The good news is this is a really easy seasoning. Now I know that there's a lot of homemade and store-bought marinades, but go ahead and use whatever works for you. But I really like something simple, so I'm going to use this olive oil and just thoroughly coat it over the meat. Make sure that the oil thoroughly coats each piece of steak on all sides, and really you can just do that by moving these around within the pan. And once you have the oil thoroughly coating each piece, you're ready to put some big tasty steak rub on there. This is a steak rub that we've created and you can find by clicking the link on your screen now. It's really easy to make and it's created using commonly found in many kitchens. Go ahead and sprinkle that over the top. And just like we did with the olive oil, make sure to move these around so that we're coating each piece of steak thoroughly. Now they're seasoned and ready for the grill. Follow me. We'll be cooking these on a kettle grill today, which has already been heating for about 20 minutes, but a gas grill works fine also. The real key is the temperature. You want to have a very hot fire to promote a great sear. Because this is a lean cut and it's cut thin, it will cook quickly. So you really want to pull them off at an ideal temperature of 140 degrees or medium rare. If you overcook the steak, it will become chewy. A medium rare temperature will promote tenderness and flavor. Let's get cooking. I just set these down right over the hottest part of the grill. There's no magic formula on the time it takes, as temperatures may vary, but I typically let these cook for a minute or two per side and rotate them over the highest parts of the heat. Because these are cut into strips, you can rotate them at least 4 times to get each side. There's no need to put the lid on with these unless the fire gets really out of control. Because they cook so quickly, you could have them completed from beginning to end in under about 10 minutes time. These have been cooking for about 8 minutes now, so we're going to pull them off, take them inside, and let them cool for a few minutes. Now let's take these inside and let them cool. Our motto at Red Meat Lover is any cut of meat, any type of heat, which reflects our idea that there are many right ways to cook and prepare meat. We would love your feedback in the comments below, or send it directly to me, Joey, at redmeatlover.com. If you like this video, please let us know by giving us a thumbs up like right below the video, or subscribe to our YouTube channel for future updates. And remember what Tommy Smothers said, meat, it's not bad for you. Now blue-green meat, that's bad for you. I'll see you next time.